What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from ActionMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today I'm still doing my Redford retrospective, at least until spooky season takes over all of my extra review time. So I wanted to get into The Last Castle, which is a film that I really enjoy. It does have audio description. I just straight up watched this on MGM Plus. So if you have MGM Plus right now, I don't know if it's going to leave at the end of September 2025, but it was there with audio description. This film obviously stars Robert Redford along with the late James Gandolfini. We've got Mark Ruffalo, Delroy Lindo, Brian Goodman is in this, Clifton Collins Jr. So a couple of faces that you'll recognize. It's directed by Rod Lurie. This was his follow-up to the Oscar-nominated The Contender, which got Joan Allen into the Best Actress race. Also, fantastic performances from Jeff Bridges and Gary Oldman. If you've never seen The Contender, you should watch. Well, I don't know what happened to Rod Lurie. He had a TV show too after this that was pretty good. Line of Duty, something like that. It aired on ABC for like one season, and then I feel like I haven't seen much from. And he had the movie with Kevin Pollak, where they were just sort of in one location, and Kevin Pollak was like the president. I forgot the name of the movie, but if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Very interesting director whose films that I liked, and then I just feel like I don't know what Rod Lurie's done in the last 15 years. It's like a director I was paying attention to. I was like, everything like this is great. Brian Goodman is also, he ended up directing a film that also had Mark Ruffalo in it, and I thought that was a good film. And then Brian Goodman, where did your career go? So I don't understand why certain things happen and why people just vanish. Uh, just, and then we're stuck with like other talent, you know. But whatever. I like The Last Castle, so this is just a celebration of that work. Certainly not necessarily regarded as being one of Redford's classic films. I think it's done pretty well for itself. I always see it around. I think this is a film that didn't do gangbusters at the box office, but has benefited a lot from, cable play and streaming and people just gradually watching it over the course of time. Also, Mark Ruffalo becoming a bigger star and people seeing, oh, he's in this. James Gandolfini, the passing of him. So then you go back and you watch his stuff, and now Robert Redford. So I think it gets a lot of attention either way. But it's a military prison, and Redford is like a 3-star general who finds his way into the prison. He takes a 10-year sentence for this incident, which I won't spoil, even though this movie is old enough. I do want you to watch this if you haven't seen this already. There's a scene where James Gandolfini, to retaliate and to put Robert Redford in his place, is going to read you the whole incident, which, allows him to explain it and go forth from there. So basically, he's a stand-up guy who had this blemish, and he has this really interesting conversation with Clifton Collins Jr.'s character too, who was in the military for a while, and he had just like he just says, what did you do? And Clifton's like, it was a mistake. And well, how long were you? And he served for like 22 years. And it's like 22 years versus a few seconds of your life. I think that still makes you like 95% Marine, like that kind of thing. So the purpose is that the years of service that these people gave up while not doing anything wrong is not lost. There's so many people here who love their country and loved being soldiers. And then you have people like Mark Ruffalo's character who are very jaded and obviously like didn't love it and just did it because like their father was this war hero. Ruffalo's character is very aware of Redford's character because they were POWs together. And but Ruffalo basically, when his dad came home, he hints that it wasn't like a great experience for him, having a dad that was a POW at home, which probably wouldn't be, especially in an era where I'm sure they didn't have a lot of positive, let's go have some mental health counseling. So Redford has to navigate this prison that's run by Gandolfini. And right at the beginning, he has an excellent moment too, because Gandolfini is actually a big fan of Redford's, and Redford had written a book. I forget the name of his character, so I'm just gonna keep using actor names. And Gandolfini wants Redford to sign it, and while he's getting it set up, Redford looks at all of these like the collectible things, all these antique war trophies that Gandolfini's put together for his office, and he says, that this is a collection of a man who's never seen combat, and that's the nice way of putting it. And Gandolfini gets a little offended, and that kind of sets forth the tone a little bit of moving forward. So, but he has to try to follow prison rules, but not everything at the prison is on the up and up. Gandolfini has definitely ordered, even though they only use rubber bullets, they point out that a headshot with a rubber bullet, so if Gandolfini doesn't want somebody around, if they're stirring up too much trouble. There have been a couple incidents where somebody's been shot in the head at close range from people who are trained on, these are the people who are guarding in the prison are trained soldiers. So the idea that they don't have the ability to aim, anyway, so it all leads to the toppling of Gandolfini's world, because they want him gone. They want him to resign. And it feels like a prison breakout movie, but they don't want to break out. They just want a different head. These people, they're not trying to escape their sentences. Although Redford would really like to play chess someday with his grandson, but they're not trying to escape anything. They're there, and they want somebody who's not sadistic as their guard, and just to be treated like humans still, which they did serve their country, so there's some without knowing what everybody did there, I can see why this is like a little bit different structure of a prison drama, which is what makes it interesting and intriguing, is that it's a military prison, sort of like all of those POW camp movies that we've had, where it feels different because they're all like military people, so they react differently than just regular citizens would while put into one of those camps in like World War II. The ones with the military officers are always different. They have a different air about them because of a different set of skills of training and where people came from, and hierarchies and stuff like that. So I love The Last Castle. I always have, ever since it came out. I feel like I'm one of the only people. I feel like I've gone through my whole life just going, have you seen that? No, haven't seen The Last Castle? You should. I feel like I've said that so many times. Yet I think I keep seeing it popping around. I think accidentally it has to have picked up more people. I just haven't found them yet who have seen this movie. So if you haven't seen The Last Castle yet and you're looking for some Redford experience to have, I would definitely advocate for this film, as I am a fan of it. So has Redford made better movies? Yeah, dude has been in, like, I already have reviewed All the President's Men, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. But after having seen some of the films I hadn't seen yet, getting those checked off the box. I still feel like The Last Castle is one of his better films, and probably the film that everybody sleeps on in terms of just how good it really is. And I wish Rod Lurie was still directing things. I'm saying that just offhand. I hope he didn't murder a bunch of people, and that's why I haven't seen a Rod Lurie film in a while. But I did really like his stuff there for a while. It seemed like Deterrence was the name of the Kevin Pollak movie. So I'm going to give The Last Castle an 8.6 out of 10. I do like the movie. The audio description was fine. I think it's human. I think it's human. It just sounds a little old. Sometimes with the old audio description, it sounds like it could be newer TTS a little bit, but I think it's just older. I think that's a human. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty close. And from having seen this movie, like from when I could see, this movie came out when I was working in theaters and everything, and I own this also on physical DVD. So yeah, I've seen The Last Castle a bunch of times, and it has been a hot minute since I've seen it. I don't think I've seen this film in the last 10 years, but I saw it a lot right when it first came out. And I got the DVD and everything. Everything seemed to connect the dots, although I thought it was funny that Brian Goodman's character, I don't think ever got a name. He was always described as being like the man with the mustache. So, other than that, whatever, they just didn't give him a name. He was the mustache man. So, check it out. Yeah, it's a good film, and it's two lead actors are no longer with us, and they're two beasts, in terms of the profession. So, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.